and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How are you?
We did the pledge.
You already did the pledge?
Yeah.
All right, meeting is called to order. Item number 1.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 28th meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve the minutes of March 28th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 2.
I make a motion to recess the commissioners' meeting, open the salary board at 9:02.
I'll second that.
Okay, we'll now go to the salary board. Item number 1.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the March 28th salary board meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve the minutes of the March 28th salary board. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 2.
Make a motion to approve item number 2 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 2 on the agenda, create the additional union full-time position of corrections officer, $14.23 per hour, 40 hours per week, 6 months probation, for the recommendation of Warden Marshall. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment on the salary board? Hearing none. Number 4.
Make a motion to close the salary board and go back to the commissioners' meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are back to the, Ruth, thanks for
Thank you,
coming.
Ruth. Very much.
Item number 3.
I make a motion to approve item number 3 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 3 on the agenda, ratify approve the following cash disbursements, electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 4.
Make a motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 4 on the agenda, approve the following seminar requests or payments for seminar requests. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 5.
Make a motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 5 on the agenda, approve the hiring of Eric McGraw of Susquehanna, the open full-time position of 911 telecommunicator. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6.
Make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item number 6 on the agenda, approve the following tax claim bureau exoneration as stated. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 7.
Make a motion to open and award the following, and an award following the review of the solicitor and engineering firm, the sealed bids for the Susquehanna County HVAC project.
I'll second that.
Okay, first bid is from Pennsylvania Mechanical Systems out of Kingston, PA. There's a lump sum bid of $352,700. Second one is from Scranton Electric Heating and Cooling out of Troop, PA. has a lump sum bid of $292,066. The next one is United Heating and Air Conditioning in Pittston, PA. That one is $415,000. The last one is from Robert Harrington Incorporated in Scranton, PA. That one is $397,000. I'm sorry, yeah, the lump sum bid is $391,000. One looks like a sub. $391,000. So the lowest was $292,066 by Scranton Heating and Cooling. They will all go to the solicitor and the engineers for review and approval. And once they review them, if that's how it comes out, then the lowest bid would be Scranton Heating and Cooling. And we'll see what happens. All right, takes care of that one. Public comment.
I presume this is for the county office building?
Yeah, that's for the units on top of the county office building that are between 25 and 30 years old. Anybody else? Yes.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Backer, and I'm here with some of our friends, the Kales, Debbie Smith, Scott Andre, Beth Warner, and Lorena Sarasano, and we are submitting a request for the county to consider a dog barking ordinance. We have a specific situation where we live that we're not getting any relief from any of the municipalities, but this is taken directly from other ordinances from townships and counties, including, there's a mesh here that DEP, taking it right from their decibel level limits for gas industry noise. And in our book, noise is noise, no matter what generates it. If it's disturbing from gas, it's disturbing from an incessantly long barking dog. It's not good for the dogs, and it's not good for our peaceful existence, for what is occurring. There's even other situations, since we've started talking about our situation, of our neighbor, of others within the county who are having the same situations in other parts of the county with dogs barking and disturbing their existence. This, I know, is a very strict, written out, but I'm recommending that you pass or consider. I understand there's other ones out there that say the dogs, if they bark more than 15 minutes, we're willing for you to consider anything, other terminology, to try and get some relief for us, other citizens in the county too that have the same situation in other parts of the county. But it's become a terrible, I mean, it disturbs our sleep. The hours are what we're really concerned with. I've got a 6-year-old daughter that is woken up by it, you know, so there's, and it's done on purpose. So it's done, yeah, other people can attest to the fact of what he said, that our situation is done on purpose.
Of more dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to have, 24 dogs, and then after 25, you have to have a boarding facility license. If this guy is bothered by anybody, to include you guys, he's gonna
Yeah, he's
go out
threatened
and
to get
become
24
a Beagle
dogs.
Rescue Foundation and take on more. Most of these dogs aren't even his; they're true friends' dogs.
But they've since cut ties with him.
It's just
Yeah.
getting worse, and it's getting worse by the day.
Have you contacted Jesse Benedict?
We've contacted the state police, we've contacted
All the
the
sheriffs,
sheriffs,
spoke with all of you.
everybody, and they were
about it.
going to go forth with it, and the DA told them to stop because there's no ordinance.
There's no noise ordinance.
So hence, I've gone to Bridgewater Township,
They don't want to.
I will hold my comment on them, and so now I'm raising it up to you guys, Next is Harrisburg.
And the
It's
state
that
police,
bad.
obviously, their whole thing is they're not gonna go after a dog situation. We talked to the dog warden, he's kind of only can do so much, but as far as,
Everybody's hands are tied
Finally-
because there's no ordinance.
finally, the sheriff said, you gotta talk to the state police about it, and, because we talked to him about it, and then, their, chief, if you will, said flat out, we don't do dog calls, it just isn't gonna happen.
It's not good.
But it is,
Mhm.
it's, you know, the threats and the this and the that, it's gonna get to, I mean, we're asking you guys to do some, if he starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and goes till 8 o'clock at night, we don't care, but when he starts at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, it's witching hour, it's insane at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's just, it's
I mean,
nuts.
across the lake,
I live all the way across the lake and I don't know.
People on Lake Chris
At
Ann
4:30 in the morning.
That's a mile away.
people on Lake Raylene across 706 a mile away
Right.
have told me they can hear it in the mornings.
Well, obviously, you've tried to have a conversation with him and it didn't work.
Oh,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
and every time someone talks to him
Yeah.
about it, the
It
threats come
ramps
out.
up.
He said, we tried to buy the house, we said, we'll purchase it off you, we gave him a legit offer over what it's worth. He said, if you don't come up with 950 grand in less than 10 days, I'm gonna start a Beagle Rescue Foundation, and it's gonna be psycho. The war has just begun, you tell them that.
He's,
That's through a realtor. Not even, we're face to
Well, who was
face.
the real?
Paula Catlin.
You can ask her, flat out.
Well, my recommendation would be send this on to our solicitor for review, but I will tell you that we don't pass ordinances at the county level
Sure.
because the public has said they don't want us passing ordinances at the county level, they want the municipalities to do it. So my next question is gonna be back to Bridgewater Township and talking to those supervisors and finding out, you know, what their intentions are and talking to their solicitor, so.
I mean,
we'll-
something, it's, like she said.
I'm raising it
anything-
everywhere to
anything,
this
just-
point,
just do
to get somebody to
Yeah.
do something.
I
I
mean,
believe your solicitors are one and the same.
Yeah, they are, which
Yeah.
is not good, I don't think.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, and again, and I will tell you, we're going through a comprehensive plan now. And again, everything we're getting back in the comprehensive plan is county, we do not want you doing zoning or ordinances, we want it all left to the municipalities. So, you know, and then of course, that's all great until something like this happens.
Right,
And then,
Right.
but, you know, then as soon
or
as you.
I'll tell you, I want the county to do it.
Right, and then when we do it, you know, then the next thing comes along, then now all of a sudden all the municipalities are upset, well, why are you telling us what we can and can't do in our municipalities? And so, you know.
Because they don't have the kahunas to do it themselves.
Well, I understand, but, you know, we have to go by what the public is saying to us. I'm not saying we won't help you, we'll
I'm
try and
public.
figure out everything we can
Right.
that we can do with us.
So I'm trying to,
Don't you have a countywide burn ban?
That's set by the fire police, or fire chiefs.
But it's countywide.
It's
right?
countywide by the fire chiefs, that's a state issue. That's done through the state. We put it in place, but it's done through the state. The state gives the authorization to the fire chiefs to put this ban together and request it through the county. It's an entirely different ordinance.
Well, it's not a state ordinance because it's not enforced by the state.
No,
Like, it's not enforced.
it's not enforced by anybody.
Well, it is.
Well, who enforces it?
Well, we do. Well,
The
I used to.
state police.
But it's under a different section of the.
Right, and it's entirely different than this kind of ordinance.
But my point is, if the fire police can do it, then the county commissioners should be able to do something. Whether it's a countywide nuisance ordinance, whether it's this dog barking, loud noise ordinance, whatever. I mean, you should be able to do something.
Well, like I said, we'll send it to our solicitor, and we do try to follow our comprehensive plan, which says, you know, the municipalities are supposed to. You know, the other thing I would suggest is, if you're not satisfied with your township supervisors in Bridgewater, you know, there is an election.
yeah,
And,
it's not fast enough.
Yeah,
you know,
believe me, we thought of that too.
you know, but we'll check into it and see what we can do.
Okay,
I
thank
mean,
you.
the nuisance ordinance is, I mean, it can stem on everything. I mean, I don't have the right to play Van Halen music at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, and
But
that's,
technically I do.
well, you know,
There's no
that's
noise
the other
ordinance.
thing. If you're gonna put a
I live
noise
next to you,
ordinance
and I
in,
played rock and
then,
roll.
you know, if there's people over there on the lake partying at 2 o'clock in the
That's here
morning,
and there, that's not Groundhog Day every single day, over and
I
over and over.
I understand that,
That's a
but the
different
issue you
story.
get is, you know, it doesn't matter, it happens every day. Once you put it in place, it happens once, it's a violation.
Gotcha. No, and I'm
I
with you, so that's
agree.
why I'm saying there has to be some type of a, you know, everyone has dogs. My dog barks. When I go out and my dog barks, I go, shut up, and I calm him down or get him in the house. I don't let him out there, drink coffee and watch my neighbor's house and go, let's see what happens there.
Well,
So-
we would expect our neighbors would be reasonable and be good
Well, that's
neighbors.
the
And
first thing.
unfortunately,
That expectation.
well, and unfortunately, it sounds like we don't have that situation here today.
Right.
So we'll have to see what we can do through the process to try to come up with some way to address this issue.
That would be great.
Yes,
When
thank
will we
you.
have an answer on that?
Well, as soon as I can get people together and figure out what we can do and how we can move forward. Now, I do know at one point, I know the district attorney was involved in this. He's no longer with us.
Right.
So I don't know where they're at. I have to check in with them.
I can tell you what he said. He told Justin,
That-
he
but
told
he's
you.
no longer involved.
I understand, but you can talk to Justin right now. He told Justin and those guys and Lance, get out of this. There's no noise ordinance. At the time, that's what he said.
Okay.
To include Mr. Jean Greco, same thing. Neighborhood squabble, stay out of it. But when does it stop? When does a neighborhood squabble turn into something that the state troopers actually do have to show something for? Because at the end of the day, if this person's threatening my family by saying, give me 950 grand for my house in 10 days or less, or I'm gonna turn this into a war zone, that's insane. You can't just say that. He's doing it. He's posturing to do it. He's buying kennels, he's doing this, he's doing that. So we're trying to get in front of this and say, it's what I pay taxes for, we pay taxes for, all of us pay taxes for, protect us. If you're not willing to protect us, then it turns into we gotta protect ourselves. Do I wanna go out there with quarter sticks and make
No.
noise? No, I do not. No, I understand. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna stoop to that level. But
Right.
what happens if you said, I expect neighbors to all just kinda do the right thing, and if neighbors start doing the wrong things, then you read about it in the paper.
No, that's why
why
we've
We're
tried
asking you
to,
to step
well, and, you know, and here's a perfect example. You know, we've tried to do, you know, zoning throughout the county, nobody wanted to do
But
it.
who cares? There's zoning all over the country, and people didn't wanna do it. But that, you know what? Women couldn't go to West Point, and black people couldn't ride the bus. Things change.
Well, listen, I understand that, but what I'm
Maybe
telling you is the information we're getting
You
back
don't.
from the public,
I don't
other
care what the
than
public says.
you people that are here today
We're
is,
We're
public,
public.
I'm not saying you're not, but we have to try and do what the majority of the public wants.
then let's have a majority meeting then.
Yeah, by all means.
So, but we will look into it and see what we can do.
Yeah, you can't hide behind the statement, we wanna do what the public wants. I mean,
Well, I'm not
It's
hiding
in-
behind any
So that obviously the
statement.
public wants loud noise then. is what
Can
you're
you
saying.
can you ask and get back to Gretchen with an answer? Can you talk to the supervisor?
Yeah, you got a phone number, Gretchen?
yes, 215-284-4123.
Okay, get back to you.
Okay, thank you. I mean, if you give me a directive to get a petition together and we need this percentage, believe me, I've got support
Okay.
for this.
Could it be something that could be put in on a ballot in Bridgewater Township?
That's not a ballot item. There's only certain things that can go on a ballot. I mean, I guess you could put anything you wanted to on the ballot, whether it's legal to be on the ballot or not is a different story. When they did that in Lackawanna County, what was it, on the assessment, you know, and they found out that wasn't a legal question that can be on the ballot. There's only certain things,
Which you know most
per the
people don't
code.
want.
so.
Right, yeah.
There you go.
Bill?
My mother, and I hate to say this, in New Jersey, had a similar problem, and the township couldn't do anything about it, et cetera. Finally, the Board of Health was able to do something about it. Now, I don't think in Pennsylvania they can, but it's worth talking to them. Sometimes people you never would think of
Can do that.
can do something about it. So, just try.
Isn't that considered animal abuse though? I mean, to just neglect a dog and to
That's
allow
what
it to
we
bark?
thought.
My true
too.
friends, since they are their dogs at the time, when I talked to Dory flat out said, we need people like him. They're not living in Swaller. I mean, the guy walks the dog. I mean, he's a good caretaker of the animals. I'm not debating that. And he walks them and feeds them and he gives them a warm home to live in. He's using them as terroristic tools. He walks around the lake with them and just looks, I mean, he won't get out of the middle of the road, he just walks down the lake and people have to get behind like a train and he won't even move over. He just looks, and you can hear him, we'll sit at Mr. Kale's house on the porch having a cocktail and you can hear him leave his house and go all the way around North Point Road, all the way around towards Smitty's house, and he turns around, comes back, and they're just going off. 3 beagles and 2 German shepherds or whatever they are, and it changes. Sometimes he's got dogs this big, other times he's got mastiffs. And they just seem to go there to die. He gets the dogs that no one wants, and I appreciate his effort and concern. We are animal lovers ourselves. I get it. Just start at 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't start at 5 and 6. That's the biggest thing, but there's no talking to him. He just, you know, and this is this gentleman. This is, you know, there's other, you know, Scott and his family have a situation where there's a breeder next to them, and they feed their dogs on certain times. I mean,
9
it's just-
o'clock at night, they go ballistic,
Yeah.
23 dogs.
It's,
It's not
it's-
intentional.
No.
There's no malice in my situation,
Right.
like there is in their situation. But it's still annoying.
Could you feed him at
What
6
are
o'clock
you
at
doing
night?
with
I mean,
23 dogs?
He's a breeder,
They're a breeder.
right, yeah. So it just gets to the
I
situation.
agree with you. I don't wanna feed 23 dogs.
And there's 100 acres between you.
But
and
it
him.
is scary that there's no nuisance ordinance. I mean, everyone has the right to a peaceful existence. Like I said, if I'm like, you know, if I have Van Halen tattooed all over my back and I'm a Van Halen fan, it doesn't mean I can play Van Halen at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I can. This is
Right.
what I found out. I can. So when the state troopers come
Absolutely.
down my driveway, I can go, pound sand, pal. I don't tell you.
Right.
But I know technically I'd still be getting a citation because that would just be, you know, you're doing it on purpose. I'm like, well, no, I just like to, I leave, I'm a P&G'er. This is when I get home. This is my after-hour time, after-work time. You have to coexist, right?
Mhm,
I would think that this
absolutely.
gentleman next door to the Andres would say, you know what, I can feed my dogs at 6 o'clock at night. I don't have to feed them, no, you know, 9 o'clock at night, really? Fine, feed them in one of your pole barns, not out in the yard. Like, why does it have to turn into a war zone every single day at the same time, over and over and over again? It's no way to live. And I just think that that's an easy, low-lying fruit. I'm sure if I lived next door to you and I was doing this, you'd be pretty hot. I know you would. There's no
I
way.
got
to
a
live.
guy 2 doors from me, burns his garbage every night.
Yeah, but it's not, you can go,
Well, that's, yeah,
well,
that's
maybe
not
you're wrong,
good
maybe he's
either.
burning tires and the smoke's coming from it. I mean,
Bad enough you gotta have everything closed.
right, well,
Yeah.
then,
That's why I put in post-construction AC. I can't leave my windows open at night, ever.
Right.
Oh,
Well, like I said, let us take a look
Not
at
for
it,
the
see
burning, I
what
mean, for the
other
dogs.
alternatives we can come up with to try and do something for you.
yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, and I'll get back and I'll give you a call.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody else got anything?
You got a parking garage in town?
No.
Are you
Sure,
offering,
Marty.
are you offering to pay to build it?
Don't
I'll
say
plow-
that. You're gonna plow the
I just
green
want a
over
good
and make
night's
parking
sleep,
lot.
so don't go there.
It'd be nice if you could park without paying a meter too,
Oh,
so.
no, we should up the charge so we can go park. It's a pretty
It's
cheap town.
very
yeah.
cheap, considering.
All right, sorry.
Bring up the tick.
Excellent.
One other thing, no one else has comment? Okay, Saturday, we have, the county's putting on a tick-borne disease Lyme event over at Clifford Fire Hall. For anybody that's interested, Dr. Mast is speaking from 10 to 12.
All right, well, that's it.
Motion to adjourn. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.